What is up, guys? This is Silver Warrior here, and today I'm going to be discussing 5 silver investing mistakes that you personally most likely make every single day. And this doesn't apply to everybody, but for a lot of you guys out there, this is probably something that you do every day that is a really dumb idea because it's going to end up costing you in the end, to say the least. So the first one doesn't have to do with investing itself, but it's storing the metals. And that is storing silver in a portable safe. Oh my god, alright. This is something else because think about it. Imagine someone breaks into your house, right? And let's say they have, they don't want to be there forever, but, they at least have like half an hour to be in there because, if as long as they're careful and, you don't wake up or anything, they could easily stay. So, let's say they're going around and the chances of someone coming into your room is not that high, but a lot of valuables are stored in people's rooms, like their phones, their, jewelry, stuff like that. They don't want to steal, like, a sofa, because that's not going to be very convenient. So after, they get to the TV and the laptop you have downstairs, they're going to want to start to take some personal belongings, So a safe is definitely one of those things. They're looking around your closet for a little while, and try being careful not to wake you up, of course, when they notice that there's a little bit of, under a pile of clothes, there's a safe. And they notice it has a nice little handle on it for them to grab. So they pick up the safe and they walk out the door with it. Why wouldn't they take a safe? It's literally a safe that they can take with them, And worst case scenario, they have a safe that's worth 20 or 30 bucks. Best case scenario, they find your safe filled up with, several $1,000s of silver that you worked for, possibly years to obtain. And they sell it, to fill their own veins, or whatever they're doing. I don't know if it's not necessarily a heroin addict, but they're just selling they're going to sell your silver for basically nothing, and the money's not going to go to anything good, and it's your silver that they literally stole. Even if they donate to charity, it doesn't matter. They stole your silver. You're screwed out of your own silver now because you decided to store it in a little bit of a portable safe, which is just so moronic that I don't understand how anyone can think that's a good idea. Those safes, they're okay if, you're storing your baseball card collection, but you're storing silver. It's just not worth the risk, If you're going to store on your own premises, which I do think is a good idea, you need to get a little bit more creative than that. Now, the second mistake that I know a lot of people make is buying silver from your local coin shop. Now, this is not a mistake for everybody. See, some people's local coin shops, if they're friends with the people, they actually give them a good deal. But 95% of the time, you're going into a coin shop, even if they know you, they need to make a profit. They bought from somebody else who needed to make a profit. Okay? And so chances are the coin shop, let's say they also sell a little bit of bullion there, they bought from a large retailer. So they have to make a profit on that bullion. The large retailer bought it from a refiner who had to make a profit on it. And so basically by the time it gets to you, it's a lot of middlemen who are bringing up the price a little bit. The refiner had to make a profit. They probably sold it for under melt, I'm sure, to a huge retailer such as Atmex or JM Bullion, whoever, or maybe even like a local place who probably sold it for around melt value, maybe a little bit of a premium on melt to the coin shop who's selling it for a several dollar premium to you. All these people have to make profit. You can cut out that whole coin shop business by going to the large retailer yourself. Go and order from JM Bullion, or go and order from Provident Metals or Modern Coin Mart or someone like that, because you go to them and you're cutting out that coin shop middleman right there. The coin shop's one of the people that has to make a profit. You cut them out, and all of a sudden you're one step closer to getting silver for as cheap as possible. Now, the third mistake that people often make is, sorry if you notice that this probably moved a little bit, it's because I went and was just checking out the case because I noticed some what I thought were scratches, but it turned out that they were just like little pieces of lint and stuff like that on the case. There's a little bit of specks of dirt. So sorry about that. That was kind of bothering me. But anyway, the third big mistake that people do often make when silver investing is the expectation part. This is more of the mental thing. And this is the reason why people are stacking. You see, one of the big mistakes is people don't really have a clear goal in mind, and that's probably what I'd say is they don't have a clear goal in mind, but they also expect, they kind of expect that silver is going to go up to $100 or $200 an ounce, and that's crazy. So this overall, I would say it's kind of a combo between not really having a clear goal in mind, just stacking, and that leads into the fact that you're stacking because you think silver is going to go up. You're thinking I don't need a goal because silver is going to go up to $500 or $600 an ounce because some guy on the internet told me. Well, guess what? Just because some guy who has been called out many times by professionals tells you that silver is going to go up to some crazy price doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. Just because somebody is thirsty for views doesn't mean that they're an expert on everything metals, especially if they predict the price multiple times before and they're dead wrong. You're never going to predict the exact price. Like if you predict that a certain time, like a certain month, the price will be $17.50 and they're $17.25, that's not that bad. That's actually really good. But if you say silver is going to go up to $50 an ounce in 2016, like Vision Victory did, and it doesn't even break 25, or even several dollars under 25, that's when you got a problem. You see, people like that, they're just trying to stir up some hype because they can't get views by actually being factual. They can't present you with real facts and get views because they don't know any real facts, because they don't really care about silver investing. They just care about, getting that little bit of exposure. And it's really, it is a pretty small world, a pretty small community if you think about it. So these people who go in there should get these amount of views. It is pretty hard to do. But it shouldn't be through lying, I think. I really think that's not a very respectable way to be getting views, personally. I try to be honest with people, and I try to present people with videos that they actually want to see, but at the same time will actually help them, not hurt them in the long run. And it aren't just my bold predictions about whatever is going to happen to silver. I've made silver price predictions for 2015 and for 2016, but both times they were pretty accurate to what actually happened, and I'll probably do one for 2017 as well. But I wasn't saying something ludicrous just to get people stirred up. And I'm not even saying what the prediction is in the title. I'm just saying 20XX price prediction. Whatever year it happens to be. I'm just going to say the price prediction for it. I'm not trying to... That's kind of the difference. I want people to understand... The reason I'm bringing this up is I want people to understand that I'm not against, trying to get views. In fact, that I'm trying to bring this community more exposure. So with such certain videos I've made that I knew would get controversy, but I did anyway just to try to expose more people to the world of silver investing. So that I'm actually trying to get more people into it, but at the same time I don't think you should be telling the people who already are respecting the community lies and getting new people into the community based on a lie. I really don't think that that's a very fair thing to do to the people or to the community itself. Now, the fourth mistake, which is kind of similar to this that I want to discuss, is expecting to come into this market without understanding anything about it. This is a mistake that I think a lot of people make, and I think all of us as beginners made it. When we first came into the market, we expected that silver would, not silver wood. We expected to just be able to buy a few 10-ounce bars and call it a day. It's not... I even have a video called "Don't Treat Silver Stacking Like Collecting Baseball Cards," and that's still a philosophy I stand by, because you can't just come in here willy-nilly thinking, I'm just going to pick up a few pieces along the way and just have a little bit of fun. No, it's not about that. If you want to maximize what you're getting from your stack, you need to work with your stack. Your stack needs to work with you, and your stack has to be fluid. It has to be flexible. It can't just be a couple 10-ounce bars here and there, and just call it a day. That's not what you can have. Sure, certainly your stack needs a strong Boolean foundation, but at the same time, it also needs things like this, some coins, lower and higher premium, which are fluid. They move around. They have independent markets that can make or lose money, and therefore there's a little bit of risk in it. And there's a little bit more skill in investing. It's not just all, the thought that eventually the fiat dollar will collapse and, we'll all be rich. No, that's not going to happen. Fiat dollar could very well collapse, but we're not all going to be rich because of it. And furthermore, you should be thinking about, how can I protect myself in the future. You shouldn't be thinking about how I can get rich in the future. It should be, how will I protect myself and my family in the future, and how can I make a little bit of money along the way, like right now. And the people who are the wealthiest from silver investing alone, or just like, coins in general, the ones who buy and sell really high premium coins, those are the people who make the most money. AMEX alone has cleared several $billion in sales. I mean, I'm pretty sure that, I'm not pretty sure, I'm definitely sure they're the biggest company, but still, they're making, billions of dollars off of silver. They've cleared several $1 billion so far, and they're only clearing more and more each year. I mean, I'm pretty sure they pull in over $1 billion a year at this point. Provident clears, several hundred million. I mean, so there's a lot of money to be made in it. You just have to be able to know what you're doing. I'm not saying build a company out of it, but I am saying to have a stack that has some higher and lower premium coins in it, as well as your bullion, to allow yourself to make the most money. And you might be thinking, well, how can I make this mistake every day if it's me coming into silver stacking like this? Well, you can still make the mistake every day, because as you go along, you continue to only buy bullion. That's the mistake. It's the mistake really is not diversifying your silver stack and not exploring all the opportunities, as well as just not understanding the market itself. It's, if you don't understand how this silver market works, then that's really going to hurt you. Because at the end of the day, if you're treating silver stacking like it's just a hobby, then it's going to reap the same benefits as your sewing club does. If you treat silver stacking like it's an investment, then it'll reap the same benefits that investment does. You're only going to get out of it what you put into it. I mean, simply put. But either way, let me just stop harping on this and get to the fifth mistake, which is bragging to all your friends about just how much silver you got. And this can be fun to do. It can be very enticing, but it's kind of like a criminal who brags about the crime they committed, or somebody who goes up to other friends like, yo, I just smoked weed for the first time today. Some 8th or 9th grader or whatever, some freshman. It's like, yeah, I just smoked some weed. Guys, can you please pay attention to me? And they post pictures of themselves taking bong rips on Instagram or something like that. You're asking yourself to get caught. And with just the same thing with silver, if you're going around, saying, yo, I got so much silver, it's worth so much money to all your friends and brag about it all the time, then sure, I mean, it feels nice, but at the same time, someone eventually who you don't want to find out you have all this silver is going to find out. And that someone is going to end up causing you a lot more problems that could have just been avoided by simply keeping your silver stack to yourself, which I post full silver stack videos, but it's to you guys. I mean, certainly I have friends who know about my channel, but at the same time, what you have to consider is that, for one, I'm actually very well armed. I do have, weapons in my own room as well as in the house. We have an alarm system, everything like that. But for two, not everybody really understands. My friends don't really understand exactly what silver stacking is and how much it's worth, and not all my friends know about my channel either. A lot of them really don't. I really haven't made it public. People have found it on their own over time, because the channel used to just be my name before I changed the name of it. And even if you search my what my name was, for the channel before, it'll still come up. And so it was really easy to find, and that was shame on me. But let me at least pass this advice along to you, so you can protect yourself from getting robbed, because eventually the wrong person's going to find out you got all this silver, especially if you got way more silver than me, which I'm sure some of my viewers do. That's going to end up hurting you quite badly in the end if someone does find out. Silver Slacker actually has a whole video on this, so go check out his video as well, because that one is really interesting, about how to keep your whole silver stacking life secret. But other than that, I do hope you enjoyed the video, and that is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.